In this video we're going to go through the inventory setup. So I'm in the inventory module here, and we're going to expand the setup folder and have a look at some of the things in here. So the first thing that we're going to do is create some categories for our items. If I double click that. Okay, now this is another list and detail type box, so I need to click new. Okay, to start creating my categories. So the first category is going to be dangerous toys. If I do save and new, it'll put me back in there to do some more. So we've got really dangerous toys. Safe toys. Computers. T-shirts and bags. Okay, now what we're going to do is create additional categories that will have a parent category of dangerous toys. So it basically shows that we can have subcategories. So we've got guns, and this time we need to change the parent category to be dangerous toys. Save and new. Sticks. Catapults. You can see as I go down the list now, you can see the ones that are under dangerous toys. See how it shows it. Okay, so there I've created some subcategories under that. What we're also going to do now is create even more categories, and this time they'll be in a subcategory of guns. So if I do save and new, and this time we're going to have machine gun. Oops. And that will go under guns. Handgun. Shotgun. Rifle. And ground to air. So there's all our categories set up. Just out of interest as well, if I save that and go back to the list, okay, if I look at one of the top categories such as computers, we'll see that gets a parent category of default, and maybe you don't want these to have a parent category. Once you've saved the category, you can go back in and let it have a parent category of itself. So now computers has got a parent category of computers. So now it won't actually come under anything, it'll be a base category. Quite important for when you're setting them up for the web, because you don't want, when people browse by category, to go into default then computers. You might just want computers to be showing as one of the main categories there. It's just quite a useful hint. Okay, now I've finished setting up my categories, I'm going to save and close, and the next thing I'm going to set up is a department. So I've got selling departments in here, and I'm going to create 3 departments. Again, it's a list and detail type box, so I need to click the new button on the toolbar. The first department is going to be called clothes. Again, it gets that parent department of default, but if I save that and then go back in here, I can then say, actually I want it to have a department of its own. So exactly the same thing. So I want clothes, I want electrical, and I want plastic. You notice down here we have the option on the departments to actually add items in. So if I've got some stock items set up, I can actually say tick all the items that I want part of the plastic department, and same for the other departments. So it's a quick way of adding items into a department if you create a new department, for instance. Okay, when I finish setting up my departments, I'm going to do save and close. Next thing I'm going to do is create a new attribute. Now, attributes are basically used for matrix items, or like star color size items. Okay, so we need to click the new button on the toolbar here to create a new attribute. And our attribute is going to be called speed, but hopefully spelled correctly. Okay, and then down here I can say what the attribute codes are. So under speed we're going to have slow, we're going to have fast, we're going to have normal, and we're going to have very fast. Okay, and we'll show you how these are used later on when we set some items up. Okay, so we're save and close. Next thing we're going to do is a new unit and measure. And our new unit measure is going to be called case. So I set up a description for that, and then I say how many is my case going to be. So how many times the each, which is obviously a singular item, will there be in my case, and a case is going to contain 50 singles. Okay, so when I've set that up, I do save and close. The next thing I'm going to set up is manufacturer. So into the manufacturer option here, and again I need to click the new button on the toolbar. And the first manufacturer is going to be called Guns Are Us. Okay, again I can add items into this manufacturer if I need to. Save a new on that because I want to create a couple more. So I'm going to have Bikes Are Us. And the last one is going to be How Computers. Okay, again, because the list one I'll just show you. If we go back to list, you can see the ones that we created in there. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is look at multi-currencies and just check that our Philippine currency is actually set to active. So we're skipping about a little bit here, but basically we need to nip into System Manager, into multi-currency, and we need to have a look at the PHP currency. So if I search PHP, because it's the only one it finds, it brings it up, and now we just need to make sure that's active. We have to do this before we can do the next part of the exercise. So now I've made that active, I'm going to save and close on that. And now if I go to setup, not of System Manager though, in inventory and go to selling language, selling currencies, I should now be able to select from the PHP. If I hadn't have made that active in System Manager, then it wouldn't have actually appeared in this list. Only the active ones appear. So then I want to tick that to make sure it's included, and save and close.